YouTube, welcome back to another Romz video, and today we got another reaction video that I reacted to, man. As you guys can see the title, it's another OHMEEZY video. It's actually an updated version of debate content is wasting your time. If you guys saw the previous one we did, I think a couple of weeks ago, we did another one, a bit more of an older version about debate content. So I think you posted a little bit more of an updated version about debate content. And to be fair, since then, the time's been a lot of debate content, as you guys will probably see in this video and all that type of stuff as well. So you know what? We might as well react to that in a day. And I said, one more thing I want to say before we even get to the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do that good stuff as well. As I said, and I want to say again, guys, I do appreciate you guys giving 200 subs as always. As I said, man, it feels good to not have to say that, you know what I mean, like, oh, road to 100 subs anymore. We've passed that. I want to thank you guys so much. We did it, not I did it, we did it as a community and all that type of stuff as well. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Let's get straight to the reaction. Let's see what happens. If it's gonna load. I don't know why this shit's not loading. Hold on.
Alright, this is what you need to do. Generally, women should be in the kitchen. Change my mind.
How about this? How about you set up a table? You put generally women should be in the kitchen.
We can
on the
set
other
the
side,
table up.
and then you can go ahead and do that.
We can set the table up. It ain't gonna be no argument. Everybody gonna agree with me because it's facts.
Yeah, sure. Then you can go ahead and set up a table and do that for your channel.
Do you admit there's millions of women out there that flourish pursuing their career?
That is a minority.
Do you admit that it exists though?
Bro, this nigga just here to argue, bro.
Do you admit that it exists?
Next person on, bro.
Hey, he's scared to debate me, y'all.
No,
hey,
you're making an argument for the exception and the minority.
The exception is way bigger than you think. That's all I'm saying. You acting like it's 1%. It might be 10. It might be 15. It might be 20. It definitely ain't 1 in 20.
It's still the minority, bro.
Come on, MYRON.
It's called common sense.
MYRON, lock in, bro.
It's called common sense,
lock in, bro.
It's called common sense.
These are just facts, bro. I'm sorry. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. It's cool talking to you, though.
The base of his argument was you losing hoes. That's why I was like, all right, bro.
Come on, MYRON.
Well, how's that? Wait, how does he get to that justification? So essentially, because I don't know, because I've seen this clip before as well, but I didn't actually know the full context. I don't even know the full context now. So basically, I think because obviously MYRON from Fresh Affair, he's doing because I've seen he does like these things, these change my mind things. He puts, well, I think women should be in the kitchen, which is a crazy statement, by the way. That is a wild statement. Like, that's a mad statement. Bro thinks he's still the 1950s, bro. We ain't that time anymore, man. Listen, we're in 2025. We don't do that shit anymore. I'm surprised he even cancelled for that anyway. But then for this guy was talking about something to do with like career, something like that. I'm not too sure in the day. And then this guy then MYRON got triggered saying that, oh, well, you know, he's spitting facts, or he's spitting facts, by the way, shit like that. And then in reality, and then he's saying now he doesn't have hoes. What's that got to do with the... You know, when people find some stuff to say that does not relate with the conversation, for me, I just think that, yeah, it's just bullshit at the end of the day. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but that's mad.
I'm talking to you, though.
The base of his argument was you losing hoes. That's why I was like, all right, bro.
Come on, MYRON. Stand in the fire. You finally met your match. Somebody who's going to give you a taste of your own medicine, and you can't even do it. But this is why I say this style of content has to be the stupidest style of content in the world. I've talked about debate style content on this channel before, and I'm very critical of specifically platforms like Jubilee, who do the one versus style of content. And
yeah, we did react to it the other day, and let's be honest, we react to this, I said it's for content, but in general, there's no middle ground for this, man. Look, what is this now? One progressive versus 20 MAGAs. Make America Great Again. So 20 Trump supporters versus one progressive, and they got one conservative versus 20. Like, for me, you know, I think when you actually realize, you know, before we even get even more further, I want to tread carefully here. Like, the left and right, it's just all just they're both just not, for me, they're just both just stupid. In my opinion, they're just both dumb. Like, these conservatives and also these liberals, like, I just find them both cringe. I don't know if you guys are the same thing. I'm just in the sideline just looking at both. It's like two clowns fighting. You know the Spider-Man versus Spider-Man meme where he's doing this, like that. It just reminds me of that shit. Like, it's basically the same type of thing, but in different, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they track the same thing. It's like a magnet. Like, the North's fighting the South, but in reality, they basically attract. You're basically one thing, you know what I mean? But it is crazy, isn't it? But I guess it's content, isn't it? Like, you gotta get content out here. A lot, you know, the world, the women prices are going up every day, so people need to pay their bills. So do I blame them? Not really. I don't blame him.
Honestly, it's never anything productive. It's just rage baity and clickbaity the whole time. But I'm not a fan of pretty much any debate style content on the internet, and this video is the reason why.
Spit it up.
No, well, Asians tend to have views, followed by white people, then followed by Hispanics, and then Africans tend to have the lowest.
And I can't argue with them numbers, but no IQ study is ever controlled.
Okay.
Like the conclusions are invalid. They don't control for environment. Environment heavily affects IQ.
Yeah, that's true, to be fair. It does actually, to be fair. Environment does actually contribute to IQ does contribute to environment, stuff like that. Because let's be honest, if you're a white person brought up in a shit environment, but then you're a black person brought up in a good environment, the black person is more likely to have a good IQ than the white person, and vice versa. If the black person was brought in a bad environment, or the white person was brought up in a good environment, the white person is more likely to have a high IQ because the white person was brought up in a good environment.
Now, what the young man is saying is factually true when you do these studies or these experiments. It's something that you learned in middle school, hell, even elementary school for some people, that when you're doing some sort of experiment, there are certain variables and factors that have to take into consideration. Things like environment, things like food, things like, you know, parents being in the household. There's so many factors to take into consideration, but the way that the internet does these sorts of conversations or debates literally just puts this broad brushstroke on the picture so they can paint their narrative however they would like. Now, Myron is smart enough to know that this is to be true, so he can't outright refute it, but he damn sure looks flustered when this is approached to him because he's never had anybody debunk an argument so fast to say that, hey, the material that you use, these weak ass studies, this 2001 report that you use is selective research.
Yeah, as well, because I think, because I see when Myron debates like these people, right, like he always uses like, oh, that's just the facts. Like he's a very, very close-minded person. And as I said, there's some stuff I do actually agree with what he does say, but like there's just some stuff I just think that like you just came up with that and you're relying on facts and statistics. But you're right, I think for me context is way more important than actually the facts and statistics, because the facts and statistics, obviously, yeah, they'll put the report, but you have to look at the context of it. And then I think the context is so important. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you just look at context, and then that's the best way of doing it. Like I think context is key in terms of like debate and shit like that.
Now, the rest of the conversation depicts exactly what's wrong with this, as opposed to taking in that information that Myron just got from this young man. You know, the information that he probably already knew before, but decided just to leave it out. Instead of taking that in, rephrasing the statement, you know, retracting it, or doing any sort of other configuration of a new statement, he decides to continue to push forward and fight forward in order to get his clip off.
Your argument is basically that it's not controlled for environment, so therefore it's not valid?
Exactly that. You agree? Wait, hold on. Did I just change your mind that fast?
No, you didn't.
None of those studies control for environment. You take somebody like me, for example, my environment, lead paint in the walls, lead in the water.
It's like, no, you're a human. You're able to make decision. You have will. You're able to decide what you want to do.
Him being a human being and being born into a place that has lead paint in the walls and lead in the water doesn't have anything to do with him having free will and autonomy and agency. Myron can't even be genuine in this conversation and just acknowledge that, hey, you know what? Maybe I've never thought of that before, or maybe I am wrong.
Exactly, that's the problem. But then that's where the ego comes into it in the day. Like I know for a fact, like listen, like. And it's not even just Myron, it's just people in general, egotistical people. They just never refuse to be wrong. Obviously, let's be honest, like, no one wants to be wrong. Like, I'll be honest, even me, I get guilty of it. No one wants to be wrong at the end of the day. But I think it just depends on the conversation. I'm open-minded. Like, listen, if I'm having a debate with someone, first of all, I'm not going to have a flipping black and white debate, first of all. I'm actually an open-minded person. So if someone's saying, even if I might like it, I not like it, but I hear what they're saying, I'm like, oh, cool. I'll be honest, I actually hear what you're saying. I might take that into consideration in my life. But then obviously, if I don't agree with it, I'm not going to agree with it at the end of the day. But I think with Myron and shit like that, I've never seen him, like, actually take anything for consideration. It's always either I'm right and I'm going to put these facts and statistics out and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and then I'm going to get my just me. But in reality, not everything's about you. At the end of the day, not everything's about you. Like, at the end of the day, like, you can be open-minded. Like, I'm not saying you have to change your ways. Like, if he wants to do his thing, he can do his thing. But the whole point is that a lot of people just kind of have that ego where they're like, yo, I'm right, and I'm not even going to hit the person out. Or if I might even hit the person out, but then I'm just going to not even agree with it because I don't want to be losing a situation. I think if you actually realize the debate is not always about winning or losing, you can find a middle ground. And I think this is what OHMEEZY's saying. This is why I actually fuck with OHMEEZY's videos and be reacting a lot, because he's actually honest with himself. Like, he knows that, yo, listen, I might not agree with this, but I hear what he's saying. He's a lot more open-minded and shit like that. So I hear it, man.
Thinking here is wrong. Instead, he continues to push forward because in the nature of content that he does, he knows that there is some sort of clip to be found in this, even if it means being as egregious and disingenuous as possible whenever you're debating one of these college kids.
Do you know how to make a sandwich?
Yeah, I do. Want me to teach you?
No, thank you. That's a woman's job.
I think you mentioned you have an open relationship, but specifically on your end.
Only on my end, yeah.
So you take the nuclear family, which is a loyal and faithful husband.
Only women could be sluts. We are the slut makers.
But you know when he says this type of shit, there's no way this guy is serious, bro. There's no way this guy was serious, man. Oh my god.
Over here trying to call me a slut. Hey, we're the slut makers, man. There's no such thing as a man that.
But you know he can't even take himself seriously.
This is the nature of this content. No fact checks, just vibes, who can be the loudest, and who can say the most outrageous things that'll end up going viral on Twitter the next day. It's tired. Honestly, it is extremely, extremely tired. Especially when these things are posed as intellectual conversations where two people are trying to, come to some sort of conclusion, maybe get somebody to change their mind. But it's not really a change my mind, especially when you say things that are as vague as, oh, well, all women do this. And then when somebody says you should probably change the statement to more generalities, you refute even that as an option. Like, there's nothing to be gained in this. But
oh, yeah, but the thing is as well, this is the thing as well. This is the thing, the red pill thing I really hate as well. If I agree with a woman or something like that, like, oh, she might have I don't know, say for example, like, yeah, I'll say most men are weirdos, and I completely agree with that. Let's just say she said that, and I agree with them. The men will be like, you're a simp. You're a fucking simp. You're a simp to the day. You're a simp. You can't be doing that. You really think you're going to go back? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Honestly. Like, I guess it's me being a simp if I agree with a woman's opinions. Like, I have my own opinions. I don't always agree with women's opinions, but I can take my ego out of it and actually have a consideration that, yo, listen, she's actually right. And I think as well, it's always like, oh, I need to win at everything, but not everything's about winning or losing. Obviously, I do believe in life. Like, obviously, in life it's a competition, but there's stuff that in life that it's not always a win or lose situation, man. There's always a middle ground in the day. And I think as well, it gets to a point because every single time you watch like Fresh and Fit's videos or you see like whatever podcast or you see who else is out there doing these type of shits, like there's a load of people, like you guys will know anyway, man, in the day. Like, it's just the same content every fucking time. Every single time. Like, you look at the after hours all the flipping time. Just bring on dumb women. I'll be honest, most of them are dumb. And then they just make a fool out of themselves, and then Myron's gonna have a field day doing this, like flipping, rubbing his hands together, and then he's gonna make a clip out of it, and it's gonna go from there in the day. And it's absolutely crazy, bro. It's
farming as opposed to an intellectual debate.
Either you're a Christian or you're not. Which one is it?
I could be either of them, but I don't have to tell you.
You don't have to tell me. I was under the impression I was invited to talk to a Christian. Am I not talking to a Christian?
No, you were invited to.
I think everyone should look at the title of the YouTube channel.
See, the fact you don't even let him speak as well, like, it's crazy.
Probably in the wrong YouTube video.
You're really quite something, you are.
Aren't I? But you're really quite nothing, right? You're not a Christian.
Okay, I'm done with him.
Even when presented with something that just seems to be irrefutable, or at least would have you stop, pause, and think, this can't be enough for these people that participate or initiate these debates or these change your mind series. Because ultimately, it's not about, the other person changing somebody's mind or even being open and available to that. It is about not looking like a jackass and winning the debate. But I think that that's even disingenuous and nasty, because why are we trying to win in some things that are conversations about things that actually have harm and actually hurt people? Instead of having a pill to swallow, Myron wants to make sure that I'm in control of this clip and we bring it back to where I want to. Because the bottom line is...
You know what it is? It does scream insecurity to yourself as well. Because at the end of the day, like, if you're so concerned about not losing a debate or not making a fool of yourself, you have to look at yourself. You might be insecure about some shit because you're not going to make a fool out of yourself on the internet. Like, why are you so concerned about winning? For me, if I know I'm talking to an idiot, like, if I know I'm talking to an absolute dickhead, an idiot or something like that, for me, I don't go back and forth with people I just know they're idiots. The only time I go back and forth with someone is actually I know they're intellectual themselves, you know what I'm saying, and I believe my point and shit like that. But in general, if I know someone's dumb, bro, Like, you say someone's being racist or something to me or something like that, bro. Like, I just know you're dumb inside. I'll be like, yo, like, I'm not gonna waste my time and energy to win a debate or anything like that. And you know the thing as well, because he says, I know MYRON says that, men and women, like, you know, we're superior, but you're the same one that argue to women. If you're arguing with women, you're basically bringing down to your level. You literally bring it down. You're basically, if you're arguing with a woman, right, and you consider yourself, alpha, or you consider yourself, I'm superior to most men, are most superior or something like that, basically. You don't argue with you don't argue them, so that contradicts your point there. Because if you argue with someone, you're basically equal. You're basically on the level playing field because you're bringing yourself down to discuss with this person. That's how it works in the day. Instead of doing that, if you're telling that they're all that type of stuff, just leave it. There's nothing wrong with walking away. It's another thing. There's nothing wrong with walking away. I tell people this, like, do you argue with your girl? I say no. Why the fuck do I need to argue with my girl for? There's no point arguing with my girl. Obviously, there might be times where I'm having a little bit of back and forth, and obviously, they're not 100% of the times, and obviously, I'm still learning from myself. But in general, my intention is not to argue with my girl. If my girl gets pissed off, I'll be like, yo, listen, if you're getting pissed off, just we can have a discussion. We can either A, have a normal discussion, or B, you have 5 hours, 6 hours, calm down, then we can talk after. For me, the best way is talking it out. Instead of bringing an argument, because no one's going to win. It's going to be back and forth. It's going to be shouting. And then it could get worse. It could be, domestic abuse happens and shit like that. God forbid. Who fucking knows in the day? So it's just two emotional people just getting mad. So that's just how it is, bro.
I can't handle if I am being exposed in public.
These people are in different conditions. That might affect the outcome of the numbers.
Okay, look,
I'm 2 for 2 right now.
Bro, you ain't 2 for nothing,
I'm
bro.
2 for 2.
You're not 2 for nothing, bro. Like, bro, you're not 2 for nothing, bro. Like, the reality is you're over here saying, it doesn't account for society. This is a meta-analysis between hundreds of studies on IQ from people all across the world. And what they found
the thing is, she's not looking at the context, though. He's just looking at a stat, and then I'm going to just run away with it and make my own judgment. It's just... like, guys, I'm acting crazy for this, so I'm actually spitting facts because this is just frustrating, man.
Bro, here's
the bottom line, bro. Here's the bottom line. The bottom line is this: Asians score the highest, whites score second highest, Latinos are behind them, and blacks tend to be at the bottom. Because you're literally making excuses saying, well, they didn't account for this or they didn't account for that. When in
it proves his point. Why is that stat made? Because the environment they're brought up in is the way it happens and shit. Like, let's be completely honest, guys. I don't really see too many Asians being brought up in a shit background. That's just me, guys. I don't really see too many Asians being brought up in a background. Typically we look at Asian stuff like that, they're brought up in a decent background, with the fluent family, shit like that. So of course they're more likely to do it. I'm not hating. I'm just saying how it is. And then obviously you see like maybe white people, black people, they're more likely going to be brought up in broken homes and shit like that in a day. So do you blame the guys, the people, the white people as much if they're brought up in a background? If I was brought up in a back environment, first of all, I wouldn't be content in the first place because I wouldn't even be in that mindset. And second of all, like, I just wouldn't even have the IQ to even be doing this shit. Simple as that.
They probably did. MYRON, this is your study that you're presenting. Did you even read it? You should be able to understand the nuances and the details of the realities of the reports and studies that you're bringing to the table to present as facts like you do. Or are you just reading things surface level, getting, perspectives and opinions and studies on your side of the internet, using targeted keyword searches only in order to further your talking point? Like, oh my God, be genuine for 1 single second. But you know what really grinds my gears about this sort of content? There's a level of disingenuousness that I learned when I watched friend of the show, Saji's channel. You see, these people that get into this debate style content, like Charlie Kirk, usually go to college campuses and usually target freshmen and, try to pose it as some sort of greater good that they're doing for society. We're talking to adults and it's time to stop talking to adults like children, the people that are either 17 or just turned 18 and they're freshmen on campuses and they don't really know what's going on. It's cool to get them riled up for the clip. But when I saw Saji's video and discovered how disgusting Charlie Kirk actually was, I knew that this was just to a whole different level.
I wonder what you said.
Charlie Kirk has essentially built his career on going to college campuses and clip farming and embarrassing innocent college students who just want to stand up to this small-faced man. But that's not the way he frames it.
Why do you, as like a professional pundit, think it's fair to come to college campuses and debate like college freshmen? Like, doesn't that seem like kind of unfair to you?
I hear what you're saying.
Hold on. I mean, let's stop talking down to college kids. I'm talking to voters, right? Or why don't you go bring a professor and bring him up to the mic?
Okay, well,
Charlie, maybe professors aren't debating you because, one, they understand how pointless it is, and two, you're fucking reporting them for being pro-Palestine. Turning Point USA reported on a number of college professors who have espoused blatant support for Hamas and have promoted anti-Semitic sentiment.
Turning Point USA being Charlie Kirk's nonprofit organization. These professors who are teaching at these different universities who champion different voices and different opinions.
I mean, if you're a grown-ass man, bro, let's be honest, if you're a grown-ass man and you're debating college students or uni students, that is embarrassing. That is actually embarrassing. Like, yeah, if you do like public interviews and shit like that, like nothing crazy or no political things, that's fine. But if I'm a grown-ass man, I'm going to actually debate someone near my age or someone that actually knows their shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be debating uni students because let's be honest, most uni students think of politics, bro. If I'm a uni student, I don't care about politics. I'm going to be out fucking partying, I'm going to be out smoking weed, I'm going to be out being degenerate, I'm going to be out focusing on my studies. There's a lot more shit I need to worry about than me worrying about what's going on in the world, shit like that. Obviously, I preach in my videos, it's important to know about the world, but obviously I know you guys, as you guys might be in college, you guys might relate to this. I know you guys probably have a lot of like coursework or exams and shit going on, and you guys are probably stressed and shit like that. And obviously I know colleges, uni is to finish right now, but I'm talking about next year and shit like that, when it's in September. It's gonna be mad, bro. So I don't blame you guys for not knowing what's going on in the world because you got a lot of shit going on in your life anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's just mad, bro. This is just comedy at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, like, actually, you know what? I wanted to keep it going because I just find this shit funny. I mean, it's something to react to. It's generally something to react to. So at the end of the day, as much as they're doing their content, we as reactors or we as content creators ourselves, we're trying to react and get something out of it. You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
etc., for the sake of education, now have to fear coming up to you. So you claim as if it's a safe environment for them to come up to you, but then all of a sudden you make it unsafe to the point where they are losing their jobs over these sorts of things. Charlie, let's be genuine. It doesn't matter which type of debate style content I watch on the internet today. It could be another Candace Owens 1v20. It could
that's the one we reacted to.
Be House of Highlights doing a 1 Angel Reese fan versus 10 Angel Reese haters. It could be whatever. The common things that I see are disingenuous takes on both sides, nasty prompts that leave out a bunch of nuance and have all these plot holes in places and spaces for the person who reads the prompt to be able to back up and say, well, I didn't mean that. And ultimately this win or loss culture. This win or loss culture.
One thing I will actually give them credit for, and this is for like the red pill and shit like that, like for example, it is entertaining though. Let's be honest, guys. For me, I find that shit entertaining though. I just find that bit so funny. Honestly, like, it's something I can literally slap on and just put something to eat, bro. But like, if I'm actually trying to take some consideration into it, hell no. Like all these debate contents now, but I'm talking about for mindless entertainment. Yeah, 100%. Like, it's calm, you know what I mean?
Sure, in some of these debates or change my minds is so stupid because it's no longer about being a person who is open to, getting in new information. It's about being right. And being right in these conversations is really silly.
Even if you're offensive, women will respect that.
That's unnecessarily offensive, though. You could add a little more precision to your statement. Have everybody happy, everybody more educated.
So here's the thing. The only thing I could do is I could say something that's generally true. I can't control if someone gets offended by that.
This is what you need to do.
They know what they're doing. And at that point...
Wait, what did he say that was true?
You just can't entertain the conversations and the content. I think Myron is long gone from the days of sitting across from Walter with a bunch of 304s in front of him. And this is his new way of creating rage content. And to be honest with you, it's a lot of these internet commentators' new form of making content. They feel like it's tapping into the real people. But ultimately, it is rage baiting, as admitted by Myron himself. There's no need to prompt people like this or have these nasty circular arguments or hell, just bring to conversation studies that you don't even know the details of. You don't give a damn about having your mind changed. You just give a damn about what the clip is going to do. And that's exactly why I do not mess with debate content at all.
There we go, man. That is the reaction video for why debate content is washed. And I call her, listen, OHMEEZY. Round of applause, man, because this guy fucking speaks facts, bro. fucking speaks facts by the end of the day, man. Debate content nowadays is finished. Like, this is why for me, even when I create content, even me for my content, like, if I ever get challenged for a debate or anything like that in the future, I'd analyze first. I want to say no, because obviously I would want to do it just to see how it is, but I'd realise that, to be fair, it depends who I'm doing debating with. And when I'm in a debate, I always want to say it to you guys as well, that I always want to, I'm the type of person that's open-minded, so anything that I might not agree with, or I might not have thought about, I might be, yo, listen, you know what, you might be right, at the end of the day, I might think about that. There's nothing to be, I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of. I generally don't think that's anything to be ashamed of. But anyway, that video was really, really good, man. Very, very insightful video, very, very insightful. I hope you guys enjoyed that video as well. I'm going to leave the link for the original video in the description as well, so if you guys do want to watch it, you can do as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do a lot of good stuff as well. As I said, I hope you guys have a good day. And is there any words of motivation? Because I always want to do these at the end of videos. I mean, words of motivation, I think I'll say, is stop thinking surface level and think more deeper level. Don't fall for these type of things. Don't fall for the red pill, because this is what I used to do. I used to fall for the red pill a lot and shit like that. So this is why I kind of know a bit about Fresh and Fair and all these other people out there. So don't fall for this red pill type of shit. Don't just easily get manipulated. Think for yourself. I think that's the main thing. Just think for yourself. Don't click farm, don't aura farm, don't do anything like that. And I think that's how the best thing you do. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's it for me. Peace.